What's going on, guys? My name's Corey. Welcome back to Benchworks Garage. I really hope that you guys enjoyed that short clip at the beginning of this video. I'm doing my best to learn how to edit these videos so I can make it entertaining for you as you come along with us on this barn find adventure. Today I've got a couple of updates, and first up is the Wildcat. So we have not yet started this. We first pulled the spark plugs, put some transmission fluid down inside of the cylinders, turned it over by hand a few times, made sure everything was freed up. This is the 401 nailhead engine, and once that was done, we started turning it over with the spark plugs out just to make sure we were building oil pressure and everything sounded and seemed to be working correctly. When we got this car, the ignition coil was missing. It definitely needed a condenser, but oddly enough had a new cap on it as well as point underneath the cap. We definitely need to address the brake master cylinder because it was missing the cap and there was no brake fluid in there at the time. We've disconnected the fuel tank with the bad gas for the time being and ran a tube up into a temporary fuel can here. But we're getting very close to being able to start this, and I'm hoping that we can complete that today. So the car overall is in very good condition given its age. There is a few spots on the paint that are going to need some touch up. You might have seen in the slow motion video at the beginning here. There's some stuff back here on the trunk. There's some spots over on the door and up on top of the roof here, but nothing too bad. And we haven't started working on any of the chrome work yet, like on the seats or the windows. That's all to come. But the interior is cleaning up very, very nicely. We do have the pull handles for the doors. We have the cranks. All of that is good. We're going to be starting on detailing the dash very soon. But overall, I'm very happy with the way that this has cleaned up so far. So, on to the next update. Tractor is coming in clutch. We were able to move that big air compressor that was back here on the pad, as well as a bunch of other stuff yesterday, so we could get Kyle's truck up here. He's currently doing a Don't BS Me build, and he has been absolutely integral to helping me get all of the work done on this collection, along with my father. They're actually out picking up another car right now that I'll be sure to update you guys on tomorrow when that arrives. So in addition to those two things, we've got one last update here on the Cadillac. It is now running on its own. Some of you may have seen my video about the ultrasonic cleaner, and because I haven't yet received a bunch of the rebuild kits for carburetors that I had ordered, I set that carburetor in the ultrasonic cleaner that I'd posted on Sloppy. You can search that over on the Sloppy Mechanics public Facebook group. I dunked this. I was using the Simple Green Aircraft degreaser because it's aluminum safe. I pulled the air bleed screws for the idle circuit and a few other things, but nothing that I was going to need a gasket for. Ran it through the ultrasonic cleaner and blew the jets out with compressed air, cleaned everything up the best that I could, put it back on here, and this car does now start and run under its own power. In addition to that, we have jacked up the back of this car, since we're not done with the brake system yet, and put it in drive reverse. Everything is operating as it should. It's making good oil pressure. So it's starting to seem as though this is going to be one of the cars that we actually put back together. The rear bench is here. The back of the 40/20/40 front seat is also here and in good condition. At this point, it looks like we need to get a carpet kit. We need to get the lower portion of the front bench if we don't find it this weekend while going through stuff out at one of the properties. And then also a top kit. We're going to be going through the hydraulics and making sure that all of this is in good working order, pulling this apart, getting this in the media blaster, and repainting that, probably with a Delph lead or something to protect it nicely. But something really interesting about this 64 Cadillac Deville, I was having a conversation with Kyle and he said, "Did you know this thing had power windows?" And I said, "Yeah, it's a 64 Cadillac. That used to mean something." Even more cool is the automatic dimming headlights. in addition to a few other cool features that these cars had. But I'm really starting to think that this car is going to end up being very nice. We do have the trim to go down the sides. There's still quite a bit of cleanup work that's going to need to be done, but it is coming along. The big block stick SS Impala, we're tracking down some parts for right now. I don't know if we're going to end up completing this car before selling it, but that's a conversation for another day. So again, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you so much. It really does mean a lot to both my father and I. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel.